Choke on, gas on. Oh, electric start guy. Ah, there they are. There's the twins. What's that? Check out this little gem, guys. 68 YCS-1 Yamaha twin 180cc. Look at this thing. Beautiful original piece. How many miles in this? 5,008 factory miles. Clear gauges. Original controls. All the switches are intact. Tank's really pretty. Really no degradation of the chrome and interior. It looks great. Hope you guys can see that. Looks good. Running non-E. Just been fully serviced by our guys, and there's sort of a sad story. Jimmy Laurinaitis, one of our lead techs downstairs in the service department, went through this thing top to bottom, and she's a real sweetheart. And we ran into a little issue at the end, but let me go over the work order so I don't speak out of school. Jimmy cleaned out the fuel tank, rebuilt the fuel petcock, installed new fuel lines and inline fuel filters, added 1 gallon of fuel. That's 91 non-ethanol, mixed 51 for the first run-in, he says. Topped off the auto lube injection tank, bled the pump, lubed the cables, checked and verified pump operation, lubed the throttle cables and throttle tube. He did a complete carb service, cleaned in the ultrasonic tank, float needle replacement on both carbs, checked the carb sync, was good. Replaced the carbs to air filter case rubber joint. So yeah, he's talking about the rubber joint feeding the carbs there is probably cracked from age. Replaced that. New air filters, new spark plugs. Replaced the right side exhaust gaskets. That's important. If you got a little exhaust leak, it's not going to be scavenging properly. It's not going to run optimally and not going to make as much power. So that's done. Lubed and adjusted the front brake cable and pivots on the drum brake. Replaced the battery, new UOS battery. Replaced the rear brake pedal switch. Replaced the taillight lens and bulb. Replaced the gauge cluster glass, seal, and stainless trim. So Jim restored the gauge cluster. Look at this. This is like essentially out of the box fresh. So I don't know if that was cracked or what have you, but he was able to source the parts and restore the gauges. And we were off to a good start. Look at this thing. Original paint. In factory trim, it's never been down. That might even be the original seat cover, guys. If Billy was here, he could probably chime in on that, but little crinkle in the front fender, but otherwise I believe these to be the original tires. Just, you know, total time capsule we had here. This was a really exciting one. I remember the first time Jimmy started this bike up, he was like, June, come here. And, I mean, just tremendous idle. And nice throttle response. Replaced the peg rubbers. He freed the sticky advance. Replaced the Pointing condenser. Set ignition timing. So at the very end, while Jim had the bike running on the lift, the center crank seal went out. So the bike is going to need crank seals. Quite unfortunate for a bike with a work order like this, in trim like this. We rarely see these. Really, the 60s Japanese bikes are getting extremely scarce. This is a little jewel of a motor with a dual carb setup. So the bike will start, as you heard it right there, it fired on 1, and then at an idle, it was able to start running on 2 cylinders, but it's definitely sucking some air and really won't take any throttle. The bike is going to be sold as is. We have a lot of bikes that we're prepping for auction in the next month. So our loss is your gain. I'm not sure that we were ready to split the cases and have the motor on the bench for a week when we have this many projects lined up. So we're going to be selling it as is at a low entry cost. Call in with any questions, 860-454-7024, or message us on eBay. You can message your zip code for a shipping quote. We can ship anywhere in the States inexpensively. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to shed a little tear on this one. Just a little gem. E-start's working. A nice tank on it. All the chrome's nice. it's not a perfect machine. It is unrestored, but there's going to be plenty of room for some sweat equity to the new buyer. And the best thing about it is everything's done. The fuel system's done. It's got a new battery in it. It's got new plugs and wires. Go through the motor, put new crank seals in it, and you're going to have yourself an investment quality classic. That's to say the least. So thanks for watching, guys. Good luck bidding, and God bless America.